Here we are, Saturday morning, about 11:15 a.m., and we are indeed live. We are making croissants for Mother's Day. I had a little technical issue earlier, so I wasn't able to live stream this first part, but here we go. We're ready to rock and roll it right now. So what I got going here is I've got a nice little let's see here. I've got three sets of dough going. Each one makes about 15 croissants. They're always super popular, so I don't ever worry about trying to sell them or anything. People just kind of hear about it and they go. So here we go. I love the croissant dough. I love making croissants. They're very, I don't know, they're kind of sensual, you know, they're kind of awesome. So here we go. We're just rocking and rolling here. I like to put down a reasonable amount of flour across the top. You can see that I have basically kind of measuring lines sort of just kind of scribed in the table. This is 12 inches. I'm going like 12 by about 27, 28 inches today. So that way it folds up nicely, and you'll see the letter folds kind of as we go along. Yeah, so pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, pretty sweet. Let me just share this. Let me copy this. I just want to send this to a friend. Yeah, this is pretty fun. I just shared that this live stream with a friend here. It's pretty cool, so hopefully maybe he'll join us. He's actually going to buy some of these croissants later once he found out I was making Mother's Day croissants. That was pretty popular. Yeah, so essentially I'm just trying to fill the box here. I already have, let's see, there's 4 layers in this of laminating it, and unfortunately I wasn't able to share this with you guys. I had some streaming trouble and just had to really just kind of keep on trucking, you know. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, where I just fill the box, and I intentionally try to get it to square up as best I can. You can see it right there. Yeah, so I just kind of keep squaring it, keep kind of encouraging it to be square so it can fill those. Yeah, there we go, looking good almost. And sometimes I'll take and just like pick it up, and I love croissant dough because it's so supple, you know, and it just feels so good under the hands. It's like smooth and not sticky, and nice and firm. And sometimes I like to flip it like I just did, so it just gives it a minute to sort of relax, and then yeah, there we go. And you can almost steer it by how you kind of move back and forth. You can see it, so I just want to get it across the line there and then start working on squaring up the corners. A lot of people cut them off. I like to make as many croissants as I can, so I don't cut them. I just kind of drive it right into the corners. And then boom, over the rolls. There it is, looking good. Yep. Just gonna take a little. Yeah, pretty awesome. Just sharing out the few friends that we're just kind of showing how this goes. I love the sort of structural nature of croissants and just kind of how, well, at least I feel like they're precise. I mean, I guess there's fussier recipes out there, but pretty fun overall. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just gonna, sorry, this is gonna pop just a little bit, so come back up just a little. Yeah, so just have a little higher. Just drop that down just a little bit more. Yeah, okay, cool. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. Yeah, looking good. So we're almost there. And just out a little bit longer. And it's amazing, you roll back here and you can see, like, if you look at it, you can see it changing clear down here. So you roll down here and it changes down here. So yeah, and so we'll go back this way just a little bit, and we just want it kind of nice and squared up on all sides. It's looking really good. Yeah, so here we go, fold it into the middle. Really easy. That's just half. I just folded the thing in half. Super easy. Fold it into the middle. I make sure there's not a big puddle of flour anywhere. There's a little break in it. See, like that. I like to get that, like that bit of flour, like right off of there. So I do. I just try to kind of square it up as best I can. And then I fold it over. So it's so beautiful. And if you look at that, on the end, really cool. There's now, I think would be, I don't even know how many layers. I'm gonna have to calculate that. But it's really easy to handle. And now it's gonna go back into, it's gonna go into the freezer for a little bit, and then then we'll come out and shape them. So I'll do this a couple more times. Yeah, and yeah, and here we go. Boom. And I love these little quarter sheet pans. This particular brand is Gridmen. I'll post a link down in the comments, but you can get them on Amazon, and they're super handy because it just kind of, it's great for croissants because they take an exact 12-inch, and so it kind of helps me kind of keep it together. So I'm going to pop these in the refrigerator, grab the next batch. Let's see, 10, 11. We're also going to work in a little bit. You can see we've got a really high table, so that's why I'm standing up so high on this today. So they come out of the fridge and I just mark them so like I know when they went in. So it's now 11:25, so this has been in an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm just, I just get this out. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, there we go. I'll put this over here, and so I put down some fresh flour. So then before I do that, I'm just gonna clean this off real quick. I do sort of recommend you kind of clean off your work surface between batches so you don't get like a bunch of sticky little bits and bobs in there. Just clean it off and reflour. Yeah, pretty cool. Measure it out. So it's about somewhere about right there to right there, 28, looks good. And then come down here, 12. So if we go right there and straight across, and then I come down 12, and come down here, measure it down to the 12 mark and out. So right there, and then I just come right across. So pretty cool looking. And that's the box I gotta fill right there. So super easy with this nice croissant dough. It's kind of rough on it there. But it's really forgiving, so I love it. So 12 by 28, here we go. Yeah, so just start working it in. I like these tapered, I like these rolling pins that have a nice taper on them, so they're kind of fatter in the middle and then they taper as you go down. So it's nice because you can kind of accelerate them depending on where you roll. You can see it pushing out. I just kind of take it easy at first, nothing crazy. See how it's feeling, see how cold the butter is. If the butter's really, really cold and it starts breaking, sometimes I'll make a cup of coffee and wait for a couple minutes. I like to start squaring it up before I get to the end. That way it's not like a big wall down there, like a big square thing, big like wall like this. You can see it's kind of pooching up. It's kind of pooching up a little bit. So I try to just kind of keep it a little bit mellow. So I get it out most of the way out there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you're starting to see, I can see through it. In some spots, it looks like the butter's a little cold. So it's like not like flowing in a laminar way. So I'm gonna just let this sit for a couple minutes. And different butters, I've been testing them, you know, different butters handled differently. So the butter that I currently like best is this butter called Challenge, and it's their unsalted. It's definitely a little firmer, and I think this is the Challenge one. I didn't keep exactly track today, but this is a mix of butters right here. This 3 batches, there's 2 of them are Clover, 1 of them is Challenge. So I'm gonna let that sit just a minute. So and while I'm letting that sit, we're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and do some bread. So I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll just let this thing, I'll just move this out of here so you guys can see, unfold it, let it kind of do its thing over here, and then put some bread up in here. So we've got gonna do some bread. So let's see, let's switch back to the wide view here so you can see me. Oven's hot, it's been rolling for you know, like my nice oven mitts. I burned right through the finger. So so basically what I'm gonna do is get this, oh, let's see, let's prep it first. So if you happen to log in with us last night, you can see we baked some bread, and it turned out some pretty nice bake, good ears on it. You know, we haven't cut into it yet. It's still pretty fresh, but you know, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice loaf, honestly. Nice and hollow. You hear that? And crispy. And so you know, you can hear it. Yeah, so I'm waiting for it. It's still warm to the touch. I'm just waiting for it to cool down a little bit. So I bake in cast iron. It's the best for my oven. I tried to do the steam thing, didn't really work. So first thing I'm gonna do is get some bread out, and then show you guys just how I do it. So these have been in the fridge since last night about 8 o'clock. They're a little bit overproofed, but if you joined me last night, you'd heard that I had a leak over here in the sink, and it leaked through into the hallway, which was less than awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I like baking on parchment, so I just kind of put this on an angle here and then just flip them out of the baskets. And so this is a super wet dough, 87% hydration, so it's can be a little sticky, tricky to get out of the baskets, especially with new baskets, which I'm running some new baskets in, working them in right now. So, you know, we'll get it. You just got to be patient and let it come on up. I do flour pretty heavily, but still comes out looking pretty good. So once that's there, I get a blade, which is right here, and I just give it a slash, right? I just start over here and just give it a nice slash going across. Yeah, sometimes I even like to double slash it, and I'll just like there. So now I take that, and this is going to be a little harder to show well, I guess not. I could just set this here. I'm going to bring my pan over there to you guys, which is not like totally recommended, but here we go. It's 500 cast iron, ready to roll. So I just take this and I just lift it up in there. Oh, and I do like to put a little extra flour on too, just for aesthetics. I'm a flour lover. Yeah, anyway, here we go. So this one's being a little bit, yeah, you just want to be careful you don't get burnt by that 500 cast, because I think it'll bite you. Yeah, and see there, it's in there, it's ready to rock and roll, and in we go. We come back over here to the oven. I put the lid on. Into the oven we go. And repeat. Sometimes if there's some crud in it, I just take it over here and you can hear it sizzling. I just got a wet towel that I use. So let's just repeat that process. I usually do load my pans over there, so it's a little bit unorganized. So here we go. I like to put it right on the angle, and I just let it lay right in, and then out we come. So it works pretty well. I usually like to get a little water for my some people don't, but I feel like it helps me get going. And then nice and open. I like to slash it on both sides. Sometimes I even like a double ear. And then I usually run this up one side and put a little flour on. Why don't I do this? Why don't I put this flour on before? That's a great question, because I forgot. And look how you can see all the openings and stuff in there, and then in it goes. Sometimes I just stretch it, and then we're ready to go into the oven. So you guys can see, you can check it out right there. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, here we go, and let's load it in. Got 2 more to do. So I take the temp down to 450, although for this top oven I use 475. And all right, here we go. So let's get 2 more out. Yeah, it's a little proofy on this side right there. You can see these got a little proofy, got a little bigger. They got a little bigger than I like them to be, but you know, we do what we can, right? Do what we can. So here we go. Let's put another one in here. We'll take off the shower caps that I bought on Amazon. I like to aim it right across the corner there, and you can see it just rolls. It'll roll right out. I should probably do this on the left-hand side, but yeah, it's sticky, 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 sticky. Sticky dough. But if you're just patient, you're patient with it, you can see even if it sticks, you can kind of help it along a little bit, but if you're patient, it'll just pop right off. Boom. Yeah, so be a little weird looking, but it's all right. Nice, good slash. A little bit of. And let's see if, in the last one, if I can remember to flour it before I put it in. So that's ready to go in right there. And so I'm gonna pull out a pan. And this one's a beast. You see it smoking right there. And I just pick it up and lay it in. It's just that easy. And then back we go, back into the oven. In fact, I'll load this on top before I put it in. And then in we go. For some reason, I like to cook in my bottom oven better. I don't know why. It's different, but it seems different. And this, I got an old cast iron, literally like an old cast iron cook pot. That I use down here. So that one's ready to go. Got another loaf somewhere. Yeah, this one's super proofy. And here we go. So as you can see, I'm a little bit unorganized because I'm going in a spot where I don't usually do it, but they just, each one is a little different than the other. See, if you're just kind of patient with them, they'll just come right out and lay down just like they're supposed to. Let's get that out of there now, huh, shall we? And I reuse these, like I've got 15 loaves baking today. I'll reuse these each for the whole bake today. And yeah, and you can see that. And so no, I did not remember to flour it. I love the flour on there. I think it looks cool. I love brushing it off. It seems like unwrapping an Easter egg. This is my favorite pan actually for baking. It's a big pain in the butt to put stuff in because, as you saw, I just got nipped. A little burn there. And in it goes. So I'm baking 4 loaves at a time in a home oven, and we've got but it's a double oven. Starting next week, I'm going to go to 6 loaves, and I'll get a camera over here to show you guys this soon, but in more detail. But I'm taking the temp down to 450 and starting it, and then setting a timer for 20 minutes. So, and now as we come, and so that's a nice, ooh, that's a little warm. Just got the heat from the cast iron. Not that bad, didn't get burned really. So now this butter's softened up just a little bit, so I can feel it. It's quite a bit softer. That might have taken a tiny bit longer than I had thought it would, but that's the way it goes. So here we go. We're going in. We're gonna go in and just finish this up and then give it a fold. But yeah, it's like much more supple now, and not like getting squashed. Yeah, I mean, that's nice. I'm hoping we'll get better sort of the butter kind of smoothed out better in it instead of having like the gaps. Yeah. Like you can see kind of a gap right there. So especially out on the ends, I don't really like those. It's basically a spot where the leeks can get going pretty bad. There it is, basically. But you can see this lamination stuff, you know, I don't know, it's pretty easy, I think, in the sense that it's just, if you just are gentle with the dough, it doesn't like explode, doesn't run out the sides, doesn't, oops, I keep nicking it. I got a little leak right there, but no bigs. Yeah, pretty sweet. Okay, pretty much there. So now just take it, fold it halfway in, let it fold. Okay, beautiful, smooth. Fold it halfway. I just knock the extra flour off. I try to cinch that up a little so you know, it squares up a little bit, and then boom, come on over. Look how nice, supple, and beautiful that is. I'll just take the bag. Put this in the freezer. I like to get it nice and cold, like freezer, for 45 minutes or so today, probably, before we shape. Look how nice and square and beautiful everything is. So pretty sweet. Yeah. There we go, and into the freezer. Into the freezer we go. I put it on a little pan. I just use these quarter sheet pans. These things are available on Amazon. I'll put a link down there. But quarter sheet pans, really nice. And into the freezer they go. I got another one that should be up in there. And okay, and then one more. So we've got one more to do. So just kind of tidy my work area a little bit. I got my baskets. I got my proofing baskets. These are 10 inchers. You can get them on Amazon. If you want to buy a bunch of them, you can order them directly off of Alibaba, which is what I did, because you can get them for $2 or $3 a piece, as opposed to 13, 14 bucks. I can put a link in there in the comments of what supplier I used. All right, so here we go. Let's do another one. Hopefully this won't be so cold. We can just rock on through. So I got a 4 o'clock delivery. I've got, let's see, 6. I got 24 croissants to deliver right at 4 o'clock. So that's, for a little tiny bakery like me, that's a lot. Not a lot, but I mean, that's a decent size order. It's about 1.5 of these batches. Each one of these makes about 16, so you can see it, like how nice that looks, and it's really supple, and I love the way the dough feels. So you can see I've got my marks out here still. I'm just going 28-12. Yeah, and we're just rocking a little bit. I'm gonna speed things up just a little. I'm a little bit worried about time. Yeah. This is on the clover butter. I feel like the clover butter rolls out a little nicer. We'll see if it all escapes when we bake, but leaks out. But there's like, just the butter feels more supple at a cold temperature. And I love this. Tapered wheel because you can like control the speed by how far out you are. And if you're rolling it out here, there's a little nick there. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick it up, flip it. Yeah, so I'll go here. Oops. I'm gonna flip this here actually. There we go. Yeah, I take that back by the clover. It feels like it's kind of, you can see it here where it's like getting some voids in it, just like the other butter. It's a little on the cold side still, so I might let that sit. Yeah, it's coming together, it's working. So almost there. And over there. It's a pretty nice rollout. Looks good, so take it, fold it right to the middle. And do the same on this side. Same on this side, and then take it. There we go. I like to kind of squish it together, kind of pack it up, and boom. Doing well. Let's see, we still got 10 minutes to go on that other bread, on that bread, so. So we're gonna put these at the freezer and let them chill. I'll let these chill as well. Let's see, let's pull this ice out for right now, put this on the roof. All right, I'm gonna put these in the freezer, I'm gonna let the stuff chill down, we're gonna do final shaping. I'm gonna bail out for a little bit, I'm gonna grab a bite of lunch. And we'll be back in like maybe 45 minutes, 30-40 minutes to show kind of how we bring it out of the freezer, do final shaping. We're gonna roll it out. Basically, we'll roll it out into this sort of, I think we go to 30 by 10, so a little narrower and long, and then we're gonna slice it and roll it and do all that stuff. Then they proof for a couple hours. So thanks for joining. Peace. Happy baking, and we'll catch you guys.